So I'll be standing right there. All right, go for Nohl.
I'm hoping to show just my willingness to get down the playbook, their verbiage, and just show my great effort on the field and gelling with, my teammates and gelling with the coaching staff.
Has anything stood out to you about the playbook so far about Spags?
I mean, it's not much right now, but, I know I'll get more and more as the days progress, but, it's a great defense to be in.
Has Trent or anybody reached out to you?
No players have reached out, but I've watched their film, so I know about them, and I'll eventually meet those guys. Can't wait.
What are your first impressions of working with Dave Merritt?
He's a good ball coach. He's been around the game a long time. He knows his stuff, and I know I can learn a lot from him and keep growing and developing to the player I want to be.
I know it's really early. Has he talked to you about what maybe they'll want you to do this year as far as position?
No, I mean, just wherever I can. We haven't had that conversation one-on-one, but wherever they want me to be, I'm willing to learn, contribute on special teams and wherever they need me.
With the ball tracking skills you have and the way you're able to intercept the pass, how were you able to develop that for your child up to now?
Just repetition, consistency on the jugs, just it was kind of something that just developed over time through my college career.
No, you have your dad played wide receiver, right?
No, I played DN.
DN, okay.
Yeah.
But you've got some family members that did, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Was it in your head to ever play wide receiver? Like, it seemed like you played in high school a little bit too,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Why did you decide on defensive back in college?
My older brother, he was a defensive back, and he kind of just led the way for me, and he taught me the position, so, I just kind of followed his footsteps and wanted to play defensive back.
Is there an enjoyment in that position when you compare the two?
For sure, being on defense, you do the hitting, you don't get to get hit, and just having, like a stadium like Arrowhead, it's one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, so just being on defense and having that juice behind you, I feel like it's going to be a feeling like no other.
You wore a few different numbers in college, but I know none of them were available here, so ended up with 20. What was the decision behind that, and does it have any special meaning to you?
Never wore the number 20, but, I know there was a great player before me that wore 20, so, just rock out with 20.
Can you describe what the last week and a half's been like for you? Has it set in yet? Just describe it.
It's just been blessings, just taking it all in, being able to be here. It's crazy, but at the same time, it's just I gotta lock in even more now. I'm here. They picked me for a reason, so just gotta display my skills.
Last one, anyone?
When you grew up, like Bay Area college and all that stuff, you Raiders fan, Niners fan, or what was your football lineage as a kid?
Early on, it was San Diego Chargers, and then Kansas City, believe it or not. Yeah.
So you've been a Chiefs fan for a while?
Yeah, because my favorite player is DeAnthony Thomas, and he had got drafted here, and then that's when I made the switch. Yeah.
So it sounds like you were a fan of Justin Reed too?
Justin Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, die hard, but, like, I like the Chiefs. That was my, I watched them, so ever since Alex Smith days, like,
Oh, you know those guys.
Yeah,